U/AskReddit asked Reddit, "What's a sign of low intelligence?"
Welcome to
AutoGenLabs.
Daily Reddit content.
By robots.
For the internet.
Not changing one's mind when presented with facts.
The ability to take new information on board and change your position on subjects.
The inability to understand that in some cases both sides may have a point.
Interrupting people and thinking speaking louder equals being right.
Boasting about never having read a book.
Flat earthers.
Those who think opinions are facts.
Raising your voice / shouting during any type of dispute or debate.
Not asking questions. Scientists have recently released a study that shows apes do not ask questions, indicating that they can't comprehend that other apes might know something they don't already. Based on the last few years' headlines, I'd say it applies to some humans too.
For me, it is when I push the door when it clearly states pull.
When they can't admit they're wrong.
Believing that 330 million people in the US can be properly represented by 2 political parties.
Not being able to change your point of view.
Being on Reddit.
Some indications that may be associated with low intelligence include difficulty learning and retaining new information, poor problem-solving skills, and limited ability to understand abstract concepts.
Resorting to extremes as a default position. Seeing things as all or nothing, absolutism, and an ability to grasp nuance in multiple contexts. Thinking that if something could be interpreted in a negative light, then it must be that context.
Low adaptability / flexibility.
I think lack of curiosity and not interested in learning new things.
Here's one, announcing your IQ for literally any reason, either online or IRL. Most people who do that fall into the my ego is overinflated category and tend to compare their IQ score to famous geniuses like Einstein. Double points if they use big words so frequently that it's less like showing off their intellect and more like vomiting out a memories thesaurus. And triple points if they do all of this, and can only make excuses as to why they haven't actually used said intelligence for something like curing cancer or inventing something innovative.
Getting mad at people because they don't believe in the same things you do, such as religion or politics.
Don't discriminating between legitimate news sources and whatever gets posted on Facebook.
Coming to Reddit to ask this question or any question instead of the search bar function.
Asking this question.
Blind allegiance to the pronouncements of a celebrity.
Actually, most signs are of low intelligence, proven by a study by scientists from Oxford. They ran multiple tests and concluded that the average sign couldn't even do most basic tasks, ranking just above the average anti-vaxxer, as all signs were existent during the entirety of the test, during which 2 anti-vaxxers died of the measles.
Constantly talking about how smart you are.
The need to prove you are intelligent to other people. Maybe you do this by discussing various topics which you think yourself knowledgeable, imparting wisdom, or talking about your education. If you go out of your way to do these things, you are probably not only of low intelligence, but exceptionally boring as well.
Inability or unwillingness to integrate new information to change one's mind about something.
Lack of self-awareness, inability to apologize when in error, among other things, are all examples.
They will blindly follow and obey to what the authorities say.
Being a newborn, they're usually pretty dumb.
Blind allegiance to a political party.
Talking a lot, saying nothing.
The inability to put 2 words together.
Racism has been a solid measure of ignorance and intelligence. The more racist someone is, usually the more ignorant.
No sense of humour. He is a fan of Andrew Tate.
Every other political party comment in this section.
Calling someone a beep when they are just stating proven facts.
I've noticed that the dumber someone is, the dumber they assume everyone else is. Smarter people will often try to see the other side of an argument, assuming there's nothing else at play, like low self-esteem. People with lower intelligence often assume that people who disagree with them are simply dumb because they imagine their arguments to be dumb.
An often overlooked one, not being able to compartmentalize a problem or goal into different steps you can take. People are often instantly, I don't know how to do that, and don't use the brain to analyze a problem, divide it into different smaller problems you can solve as steps. Sometimes I feel like people act as stuck NPC in a game when they have to handle something they haven't done before. It's mad.
Being a flat earther.
Reposting this question for the 1000th time. Like, first thing in Reddit, yep, I'm guilty too.
When someone says Peter Griffin is smarter than you.
Getting beat by a chicken at tic-tac-toe. Writing a wall of text.
Using too many words to explain a simple concept or story. Dumbing it down.
thinking only your opinion is correct and not being able to accept other people's thoughts on the same subject.
Not realizing how good you've got it till it's gone.
Sadly, I don't know.
Interrupting when speaking to others.
Not having any way forward discussion except useless ones.
Believing lies.
Inability to reflect on one's own actions.
Apart from many opinions on here, from a scientific point of view it would be slowness of information processing. So all the other views mentioned here also originate in this concept.
Using rigor mortis right before killing your wife.
Low intelligence.
Being rude.
Assuming you know what someone else is thinking.
When you try to reason with someone and they say, you do things your asterisk way and I'll do them mine.
Referring to watching YouTube videos as doing their own research.
Never saying I don't know.
Immediately hating someone for being different when you don't even know them. The fact I get bullied for being in mode when all I do is wear a black jumper and behave myself, it's so exhausting.
Talking more than you listening.
Not being able to understand others' points of view.
Political bumper stickers.
Someone who claims that reading makes people beep. Lol.
Thinking any mouth beep rises to the level of opinion and deserves legitimate debate from others.
Browsing Reddit.
Saying I'm 110% sure. Even expert from their own field of expertise can be wrong. Dunning-Kruger effect.
Focused on instant gratification.
Drawing definite conclusions from meagre or incomplete information. An asterisk not realise or actively ignore asterisks that you could draw better conclusions by acquiring more information.
Trying to argue with Redditors.
The voice in your head is not yours.
Emotional intelligence, treating people, especially of lower range like beep, juniors, interns, waitresses, etc. Rational intelligence, incapacity of discernment between knowledge/research via sensationalism. Some people base their beliefs and values from really beep sources, just can't ponder the quality of what they consume.
Asking the same question that is asked on Askreddit most days.
What about being bad at something like mathematics? I can't do math in my head, everything has to be on paper. Can only do simple math in my head, and even then I forget sometimes I have to write it down.
Do not want discussion about strange ideas that branch out to new exiting realizations about life. Only talk about select finance, love life. Get confidence from money. Actually think they are above others.
Reddit. Inability to grasp the reality that vast majority of alternative medicines like chiropractic, homeopathy, acupuncture, etc. are complete and utter nonsense.
Believing that family beep freedom equates to political policy.
Not questioning themselves.
Thinking you're smart.
Inability to take new information in and change your position on subjects.
Posting on Reddit.
The inability to have a conversation with others who have different views without turning it into an argument.
Believing everything someone tells you.
The ignorance belief that your own research is more reliable than that of people who are professionally qualified to conduct it.
Listening to Redditors.
Reddit use.
When you fail an IQ test.
If they respond to statistics with their own story about the topic.
Not sure if it's unpopular opinion or not, but people that go around them actually, classic books are not that good. This is way better because reasons makes me think you can't understand anything more complex than shampoo instructions.
Being on Reddit?
People who always try to one-up you on just about anything, even if you're an expert in that field. Through experience, I've learned to deal with those kinds of people. The best thing to do is to invite them to do what you're doing. They either try to find any reason to back out so they won't blunder, or if they're that overconfident, they blunder so badly that it's obvious the superiority complex got the better of them.
Emotional immaturity.
Not learning from experience. Shown daily by the ones with smashed up cars still driving like brain-dead tools.
Using the phrase BTW I am vegan.
The fact that you own a Reddit account.
When you're in the hardware store and you hear someone say, "Looky here, y'all, this thing here catches my ears."
How many times must this be asked?
Being a member of our /Wall Street bits.
Asking the same question again and again.
An inability to admit when you were wrong. Or at the very least an inability to try to understand another person's point of view. Facts don't change just because you refuse to accept them.
Generalizing.
The ability to comprehend complex hypotheticals.
Herbalife.
Commenting on everything, never listening, never changing their opinion, arguing every little thing that comes out of your mouth. The list goes on and on.
Writing this question in Askreddit for the 6 millionth time.
Letting your opinion be formed through emotions, not facts.
When someone chastises you for speaking on a topic you're knowledgeable about, it's typically because they feel insecure.
Yelling/screaming at someone to prove your point.
Unable to cast even level 1 arcane spells.
Herons.
Not changing your opinion even when the other person shows factual evidence of you being wrong and still just saying you're right with nothing to back that up.
Lack of self-awareness, being unable to put your head down when doing wrong, incapable of saying I'm sorry, among others.
Immature usernames. Edit, while you certainly are a creative bunch.
The inability or unwillingness to change one's opinion when confronted with new information. If a person just takes the hills and no matter how much they're proven wrong on a given topic, they're an idiot.
Not capable of understanding a nuanced point.
Buying a new car when you broke AF.
Thinking the world is simple.
They have a conspicuously small spread of skills for such a high-level wizard.
Calling something beat because they can't understand it.
Uses only empty buzzwords in their conversations. I've got a coworker who only communicates in phrases like situational awareness and following breadcrumbs and asks for meetings to amplify our synergy. This person was promoted beyond their level of competence and has no idea how to do the job.
Thanks for watching. This has been an AutoGenLabs production. That means that this video was created by a robot out of content on Reddit. We show all account names and list them in the description to credit the Redditor community that makes our work possible. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to our channel. We post new videos every day. If you have any suggestions for videos you would like to see, please leave a comment. Our human department for public relations reads all of them, or won't be let out of their cages again. Goodbye.